All right, so just coming to a nice, comfortable seat. And when you get there, let's just roll the shoulders back a few times. Get the Mondays out of the neck and shoulders. Any residual weekend. Good, and then let's roll forward. And then roll back again. Good, and then just allow the shoulder blades to release down your arms. Before we just sit quietly for a moment, let's take that right arm in front. So you can hold with your hand, you can hook with your elbow, just pressing in any amount. And that's gonna really be dictated by how open the shoulders are feeling today. You can also be holding lower if that feels better in your body. So lots of different places to be. Notice if the right shoulder blade starts to creep up towards the ear here, just keep softening it down. And then starts to just find your breath too. So nice, smooth, deep inhale through your nose. And a full, complete exhale through your nose. So you might be creating that soft rush of air in the back of your throat, that ujjayi breath sound. Maybe you don't want to do that today, but you're still inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Good, let's exhale, release that side, and then take the left arm in front. This side might feel different, so again, hold a different place if you need to. Start out with a little, you can always add a little more. Inhale, lengthen through the sides of your waist, and then exhale, root down into your sit bones, ground into your feet. And then again, just kind of let that left shoulder blade slide down your back, especially if that shoulder is creeping up around the ear. Good. So go ahead and release this side, and then just take your hands on your thighs. Welcome, Amy. And we're going to come into a place of stillness here. So you can be leaning back in your chair if that feels better, if you want to come forward in the chair. So sitting a little taller, starting to engage the core, you're welcome to do that as well. But just land wherever you're at, have that sense of shoulders over sit bones, and then maybe just peek down at your feet really quick. So knees are over ankles. You might even have your feet resting on something if you're a little shorter. And then you close your eyes. And you start to draw inward. So just getting really quiet here, checking in with yourself. Just noticing how you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. It's kind of taking stock of everything here. And then using that sound of your breath to help draw you inward even more. So all of the background noise, any of the stuff happening in the room that you're in or outside of the room that you're in, just kind of is like background static. It's like a noise machine. You're almost not even conscious of it being there. As that starts to happen, you might notice that the thoughts start to kick up. So you attach to that. Whenever you observe that you've gone in that direction, just come back to listening to your breath. And some days this is a little easier to do. Some days it's more challenging. So just know that if it's not coming easy today, don't get too worked up about it. Just be good with where you're at and do the best you can to keep coming back to your breath. So we practice building this mindfulness muscle, much like we build all of the other muscles in our bodies. Observe here if you've started to grip anywhere. Sometimes that happens the inner thigh. Sometimes the fingers and the toes can tense up. Maybe there's even tension in the face and the jaw. It's just nice, gentle, relaxed here. Okay, take a nice deep inhale. Pause at the top. And then see if you can sip in a little more air. And then open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. And then you can gently blink your eyes open. So let's go ahead and inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Let's just do this a few times. As you exhale, you release by the side. So kind of just starting to open up the shoulder girdle. Inhale, root down, reach arms up overhead. And then exhale, release. Couple more. As you're inhaling, if it feels good, you can start to bring your gaze up. Feel that lift of your sternum, that stretch across your heart and chest. So just finding a little gentle back bending. Let's do one more here. And in fact, let's keep our arms up this time. And you can take your arms as wide as you need to so that you can bring those elbows towards straighter. If you're a little tighter in the shoulders, a little width is gonna feel good. Nice adjustments. All right, and then again, maybe you start to bring your gaze up. You're still trying to sit nice and tall here. And then let's bring our palms together, interlace your fingers, and then press your palms up towards the ceiling. And I feel a different stretch in the shoulders. It's kind of like the lower inner shoulder blade. Now squeeze the shoulder blades in together. Firm muscle to bone in your arms. So it feels like the inner arm is wrapping towards the outer arm. All right, we're gonna start to bend our elbows here. So you're gonna bring your palms to face the back of your head. Ooh, a couple of breaths like this. And again, just notice the subtle shift that happens where you start to feel the stretch differently in your body. Maybe you lean your elbows back a little bit if that's available. So if you're tighter in the pectorals, the front of the body, the front of the chest, it's going to be a little more challenging. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to release this right elbow down. We're just going to do this side to side a few times and then we'll hold. Inhale back to center. Good, exhale, release, left elbow down any amount. Good, inhale to center. So just finding a little flow here as we get into the shoulders. This is definitely intense. And you can just move at a pace that feels good in your body here. Good, let's do one more to each side. And then we'll hold on our right side. Good, so as you're releasing that right elbow down, just take a few breaths here, find your sit bones. Notice if you've started to puff these front ribs out. So sitting tall, maybe see if you can lift energetically, if nothing else, that left elbow a little higher. Good, inhale to center. And then a few breaths to this left side. So feeling shoulder blades both release down, even with this configuration of the arms. Maybe stretching that right elbow up a little bit. You could even lean your head into that arm. Maybe that shifts where you get the stretch. All right, let's inhale to center here. All right, as you exhale, hallelujah, release the arms by your side, kind of let the blood come back to the arms. Just take a couple of breaths. Again, let the shoulders release down. They might want to creep up around the ears here. And then let's come into some lateral side to side stretching. So you're going to reach down through your right fingers. As you inhale, take that left arm up and over. Feel this stretch to the left side of your body. Beautiful work. As you exhale, release left side down. And then inhale, right arm comes up and over. And we just continue like this, moving with the breath. Maybe you want to close your eyes here. It can sometimes be nice, just helps us to feel a little more internal, helps us to check in and quiet down. Can also challenge the balance sometimes. So if your eyes are open, you're just keeping your gaze soft and gentle. Another variation here is to look up underneath that top arm as it reaches up and over. Welcome, Tammy. So just continuing like this, finding this nice little vinyasa. Vinyasa happens anytime we connect movement with the breath. So it need not be very complex at all. It can just be nice and simple like this. Helps us to find this beautiful rhythm in our body. Helps us to gently start to open things up. And then also for a lot of us, when we connect movement with breath, it actually helps us to quiet the mind a little bit, as opposed to sometimes holding poses, especially challenging poses, the thoughts kick up. Good. So the next time you're leaning off to the right, let's just hold there. And I'm going to give you a little option for a wrap today. So if you want to play with this, you could take your right arm out to the side. You're going to spin the thumb side of the hand down, so the palm is facing behind you. Good. And then you're going to reach down. So you can either press the hand, the back of the hand into your back, pressing that shoulder back. You might even be able to kind of reach around, kind of moving towards grabbing that inner left thigh. Some of that has to do with how tight you are in the shoulders. Some of it has to do with how long your limbs are. I have crazy monkey arms. So that is possible. So it's kind of almost like a little reverse warrior feeling. And again, you can just be here as well. Lots of different options. All right, one more deep inhale. Exhale, release that left side down, and then inhale, right arm reaches up and over, and you're spinning that palm to face behind you any amount. So the pinky side of the hand is facing towards the floor. Internal rotation. And then if you want to do that little variation, that little half wrap on this left side, stretch the arms out. Thumbs down sign, so that palm faces behind you. Good, and then you can bend the elbow, pressing into the small of your back. That's going to give you a little stretch across that left shoulder. Maybe you can even reach a little further. Grab a piece of shirt on that right side, or fingertips to the inside of that right thigh. And then finally, as you spin those left ribs up, maybe you start to look up underneath your top arm. Are you breathing? Always reminding ourselves to come back to our breath. Good, one more deep inhale. As we exhale, we unwind here. So arms just releasing by your side. Take a couple of breaths. Just finding your nice mountain pose. Again, sitting really tall. Good, and then let's, I just changed my mind. Let's get into the legs a little bit first, and then we'll do some more shoulder work. We're going to give that a little break for now. So we're going to come into hip opener here. So a couple of options. You can take that right ankle, cross it above your left knee if that's available in your body. So you're going to feel this nice hip glute stretch on that right side. The other option here too, if that isn't working for you today, is to just open up this right leg any amount. So if you're here in this variation, you can take your right hand to the inside of the thigh, kind of press back a little bit. And if you are in this seated pigeon pose, same thing applies. Just press down to that inner thigh. So it's like you're going to release the knee down towards the floor. And then we're going to just take several nice, easy breaths here. Hips tend to get super tight, so this can be really, really intense. So if you're in this variation and it feels like too much, just go ahead and uncross the ankle and then just open up that leg instead. Just listening to that sound of your breath, smooth, deep inhale, and full, complete exhale. All right, so let's from here, wherever you're at, inhale, stretch the arms up. Good, so getting nice and tall. Just imagine that somebody is pulling you up by your wrist. Just a couple of breaths like this, but keep the shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other and releasing towards your tailbone. These look great. And then we're gonna exhale, take our arms out wide. So we're gonna find a little twist here. So if you know that twists are a little harder in your body, you're not gonna go very deep at all. If you're a little more open, we're gonna have a couple options here. So deep inhale, stretch out. And then as we exhale, we're gonna just twist any amount to the right. So again, if you're a little more flexible, you can really start to take these left ribs along for the ride. And let's go ahead and just release left hand down. So again, if you're a little tighter, it's gonna come to that right ankle or right thigh if your leg is open. If you're a little more open, maybe your left hand comes to the outside of that right knee, whatever configuration you're in. And then you can grab a piece of chair behind you with that right arm. Press shoulder heads back so we feel that stretch, that openness across your heart and chest. And then gaze at a place that feels comfortable in your neck. You can move towards looking out over your right shoulder. So things get a little constricted here in our twisting poses. So I want you to really focus on filling up as much as you can on the inhale. And it certainly isn't going to feel as deep as when we're neutral or just facing forward, but do the best you can. Good, let's take a deep inhale. Stay in the twist, whatever amount you are here, but just start to bring your gaze out over that left shoulder. It might not get all the way there. And then maybe even tuck your chin a little bit. So feel that stretch into the neck, which can be quite intense. So you always back out a little bit if it feels like it's too much. Good. Deep inhale. As you exhale, untwist the upper body. So we come back to this hip stretch position. And one final little option here. And you might, if you have blocks, you might want to use those. So you have the option to come into little forward fold. And if you don't want to do that, but you want to work the core a little bit, you're going to simply stretch your arms up here. So you could hold like this for a few breaths. If you want to get a little deeper into this hip, you start to hinge forward, fold in. So you can be reaching forward here like this. Again, you could imagine that somebody is holding onto your wrists. If you wanted to rest your hands on blocks or on a table or a piece of furniture in front of you, you're welcome to do that as well. And you can be doing a little of the forward fold here, even if you have this right foot on the floor. So just see where you want to be. And always know that, it's okay to skip certain postures if it's just not working for you today, or if you feel like you're not balanced, not safe. All right, beautiful work. We're going to inhale, come up to center here. All right, and then so go ahead and uncross that right ankle if you took that variation. Bring right leg back to center. So finding your nice, easy Tadasana, your seated mountain pose. And we take that little sequence to the left, which might feel different. So side to side, hips especially one can be a lot tighter than the other. So just know that you might not be doing exactly the same thing on this side that you did on the other. So the options here to find the hip opening by opening up this left hip, and then you can press your hand gently back there. So you're feeling a little more stretch. And then of course, the other option is to take left ankle above your right knee. So both really good places to be. If you're seated here, again, you can just press that left hand into that left thigh. It's going to give you a little more stretch, a little more sensation. And you're in charge of that. You're in charge of how much you need. So practice smart. I'm a huge fan of less is more when it comes to a lot of these poses. Especially we want to be doing these, in decades to come. Couple more good breaths here like this. All right, so we're going to inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. See how long you can get through the sides of your waist, and hold on to that feeling of thigh releasing down or back, even though you're not pressing on that leg anymore. Good, and then we exhale, take our arms out wide. Good, nice deep inhale. And then you gauge this. This side might be different. As you exhale, you twist a little. If your body likes twists, maybe you twist a little more. And then we hold on to something here. So left hand releases down, grabs a piece of chair behind you, right hand to that left foot or that right thigh. Maybe right hand comes to the outside of the left thigh. And just gently feel these right ribs start to make that journey to the left. As you're feeling that, though, you are pressing your shoulder heads back. So sitting tall, the spine is nice and long, and we move in the direction of looking out towards that left shoulder. You might not get anywhere close to that. That's okay. But just kind of move in that direction and then pause at the place where you start to feel a stretch in the right side of your neck. Check in with your breathing again. Make sure that it's smooth and steady here. Good, and then you just stay in your twist, take a nice deep inhale. But as you exhale, start to bring your gaze out over that right shoulder. You might not get all the way there, that's fine. Potentially tuck the chin a little bit. So you feel this neck stretch on that left side, kind of the back part of the neck. Good, deep inhale. As we exhale, we unwind the torso so we come to forward, to facing forward. All right, and then so a little core work here, inhaling, stretching arms up. So you stay here like this, just sitting nice and tall, feeling the lower belly pull in and up a little bit. If you want to go a little further here, you start to hinge forward, fold in. You could stay like this, kind of stretching out. Maybe you want to get deep into the hips so you can press your hands into a table in front of you, into blocks. So lots of options, completely upright or forward folding any amount. If you are coming a little deeper into this forward fold, you are going to feel some sensation in that outer left hip. So send your breath there. If it's really intense, it can be. Good. And then we start to slowly roll on up here. And then just find your mountain pose, Tadasana. Taking a couple of breaths. Just sitting nice and tall, kind of slowing everything down. And then let's just move into some cat-cow here. So some back bending, forward folding, just connecting it together, a little flow with the breath. So as you inhale, you're gonna rock forward on your sit bones. You're arching in your lumbar. You're feeling this openness across your heart and chest. It feels like cobra pose in the upper body. And then as we exhale, we move in the opposite direction. Chin drops towards chest. You rock to the backs of the sit bones. You lengthen through the back of the neck. Inhale, arch. Good, exhale, round. And eyes might be closed here. They might be open. You just might have a soft, gentle gaze. Wherever you're at, you're beginning to move at a pace that feels really good in your body. So kind of like that little Goldilocks spot. You're not too fast. You're not too slow. You're just right. You're enjoying how it feels to start to open up the spine. You're enjoying the sense of moving meditation that is happening. Couple more rounds. Good, and then just inhaling, coming back up right here. And we are gonna find our strap again, so doing a little more shoulder work. If you don't have a strap, you could grab like a towel, a belt, a sweatshirt, you could use a sleeve, so you could makeshift anything. And if you don't have one, don't worry about it, we'll just pretend. All right, so we're gonna come out pretty wide on the strap. So you're holding it overhead. And then kind of pulling apart. Nice. All right. So let's go ahead and just exhale, release forward. So this is pretty easy for most of us. We're going to inhale, come back to center. This is where things get a little more challenging and where you might need to creep your arms out a little further. We're going to exhale, release back. And you're going to feel this big stretch, front of the chest, the shoulders. So inhale up to center. And you don't have to go all the way back if that's not happening. Exhale, release down. Good. And then just continue like this. So a little more intense than cat-cow. A lot of sensation in the arms, but do see if you can just find that nice, steady rhythm as we start to open up the shoulder girdle here. Let's do just a couple more. And you can see why they call these shoulder humblers. It is indeed quite intense. And of course, if this absolutely doesn't feel good in your body, you just skip it. You could just be rolling your shoulders here, forward and back. So you can always modify. Nice work. So let's do one more behind you. Good, and then forward, and then you can just move your strap off to this. Let's not move the strap off to the side yet. Let's actually take it over the right shoulder. So let's find our Gomukhasana arms, and I'm going to give you a variation if you don't have a strap or if the full variation of this pose feels too intense in your body. So we're going to stretch our right arm up. So let's just try to spin that palm to face behind us. So we're wrapping the outer arm towards the inner arm. So find as much of that as you can on your own. And then maybe you use your left hand to wrap that arm in a little more. Good. Bend the elbow. And this is where you might find the strap. Okay, so option is to take left hand to the top of that elbow. And that might be plenty of stretch in your body. So if you're feeling it, this is where you stay. If you'd like to play with going a little deeper, reach that left arm out. Do the thumbs down sign here. So you spin that palm to face behind you. Start to angle that arm down. Bend the elbow. And then this is where you can hold on to the strap here. So it just gives you a little leverage. It makes the pose a little more accessible. We're pressing this left shoulder head back as this right elbow reaches up towards the ceiling, and we're breathing. Easy to forget because this pose, these Gomukhasana arms, cow face arms, this can feel really, really intense. So notice if there's a lot of tension in your face and jaw, maybe you're clenching your teeth, smile instead if you can. Couple more breaths. Good, deep inhale. Full, complete exhale. Good, and then let's inhale, just stretch the arms at a diagonal. Take an exhale here. And then we're gonna press the walls away. So pointing the fingers up towards the ceiling, you're gonna feel a stretch on the inseam of the arm. And then release fingers down, maybe curl fingertips up towards your wrist. Good work. Also super intense. Deep inhale. As you exhale, release the arms by your side. Just take a couple of breaths here, kind of let everything settle down and release and relax. Find your breath again. And then we take our second side. So you can move your strap over, your prop over to that left shoulder. All right, we inhale, lengthen left arm. And we try to find internal rotation here. So it's like you're gonna spin the eye of the elbow, the palm to face behind you. See how much of that you can find on your own. And then maybe use a little assist with your right hand to help you wrap in a little more. Good, elbow bends, and then you find that strap. Okay, so right hand presses down on the elbow. This might be all the further you go, and this side might feel a little different. So stay here. If you want to play with full Gomukhasana, reach that right arm out to the side. Do the thumbs down sign here. So palm faces behind you. So externally rotating, angle down, and then bend the elbow and grab the strap wherever you can. Once you have it, press that right shoulder head back as you lift this left elbow up. Feel all of that length through the sides of your waist. But then as you exhale, root down into your sit bones. These look good. And just always be gentle, especially if this is a challenging pose in your body. There's something going on in the neck and the shoulders. Do less. Again, you can even skip this side if you need to. Just do some shoulder rolls or some shoulder shrugs. Couple more good breaths here. All right, so we're gonna inhale, stretch the arms out, take an exhale. Nice work. All right, inhale, wrist perpendicular to shoulders. Let's make fists this time with our hands. And then just start to circle around in the wrists, which always feels really, really nice, especially if you've been on the keyboard a lot. Good, start to switch directions. Good, and then as you exhale, just release your arms by your side. Let's close our eyes here and just take a few moments in our mountain pose. Resetting, checking in, noticing how you're feeling. Let's do a little more neck stretching here. So you can keep your eyes closed if that feels good. We're just going to start to drop our chin towards our chest. So letting the back of the neck really lengthen and release. And maybe you'll find that that's a little easier. We've done a lot to warm up the shoulder girdle, get into the neck. So maybe you're feeling a little more release. It's a little different than when we do this at the beginning of class. And then just keeping your chin tucked. Take several breaths to start to bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. And you're going to find all of these little spaces, these little pockets along the way where you start to feel some intensity through that left side of your neck. Take a breath or two in those spots so you don't have to rush through them. As you take a breath or two there, it's almost like you're combing out any tangles. So you start to find a little ease, a little length. Notice if the right shoulder has started to creep up around that right ear. Again, just kind of reach down. And then maybe you want to take your right hand to the top of your head. Apply a little pressure. So be very gentle about that. If it feels too intense, skip it. Good, and then we're just going to use our right hand to upright the head, release down, then again, chin releases towards your chest. Shoulder blades release towards your tailbone, your sit bones. And no big hurry at all. Take lots of time, keeping your chin tucked. We start to bring left ear towards the left shoulder. Pausing at those places, those interesting spots along the way. Taking some breaths, trying to find a little space, a little ease. How is this side different in your body? Is it different? Good. So when that left ear is towards the left shoulder, you just might stay here like this. If you want to add the hand, just a little gentle pressure, you're welcome to do that. It might intensify things a little bit. And of course, if it intensifies things too much, you just skip this part. Good, and then you can just take your left hand to your left cheek. Upright your head. All right, you can just keep your strap where it's at, or you can move it off to one side. And we're gonna come into a crescent pose with some arm variations here. So let's start on our right side. So you can just keep your legs like this. This is an option. If you would like to extend that left leg to straight, you're welcome to do that as well. So basically, as long as both hips are facing the same direction, that's good. And then you also want to make sure that you have right knee landing over your right ankle approximately. So you can also take the legs, make sure that they're about hips distance apart. So we're pressing into our sit bones here. Lengthening through the sides of the waist. As we inhale, we're going to stretch our arms up overhead. So just finding our crescent pose. You can have your arms as wide as you need to so that you can start to bring elbows towards straighter. Good. And then let's make fists with our hands. And then I should have had you do that. Hand spin forward and then make fists here. All right. And then like you're moving through molasses nice and slow as you exhale. Start to bend the elbows. It's a little bit of that feeling that we had when we were doing our shoulder humblers. It's like you're going to squeeze the elbows to press in towards each other behind you. And then the same thing as you press up, moving nice and slow. Give yourself a little resistance. Yeah, that's it. We're just going to do a couple of these. So exhale. Pull down. Feel that stretch across your heart and chest. Inhale, press up. Nice work, everyone. All right, so we're going to exhale. We're going to pull down. So we're going to stay wide like this, but we're just going to do some flies. So take a deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, start to squeeze in so elbows move in towards each other. Inhale up, not up, out rather. Good, exhale, squeeze in. Find your belly, find your core here. Inhale, open up. Good, exhale, squeeze in. Good, and then let's inhale, stretch arms up for real this time, I mean it. And then we're gonna take our arms out wide. We're gonna give ourselves a little hug. So we're gonna take the left arm underneath. So elbows stack here. So you can stay here like this, elbows gently lifting. Maybe you can bring the backs of the hands to press together or palms to press together. They're all kind of getting into the same area, so whatever feels best for you. And let's find a little cat-cow action here. So inhale, elbows lift. You find that arch in your lumbar. And then exhale, they release down, you round in. Inhale, lift. Good, exhale, round in. Good, one more, inhale, lift. Exhale, round in. Good, and then inhale, just come up nice and tall so you're neither arching nor rounding. Good, free your arms, stretch up and overhead. Maybe gaze up. Maybe press your palms together. Feel that cobra pose in your upper body. And then as you exhale, just release your arms by your side. Beautiful, beautiful work. And then we take that little sequence to the second side. So bend that left knee in. Can stay here, both knees bent, or if you want to extend right leg forward. So we're just looking for a neutral position with our hips. They're facing forward. And feet about hips distance apart. So you're on train tracks. All right, here we go. Crescent pose on our left side. As we inhale, we stretch the arms up. Feel the shoulder blades release down towards your tailbone. Bring your palms to face forward. Make fists with your hands. Good, exhale. Pull down. You can just imagine that you have a little, I think it's called a barbell. You can tell I lift weights a lot. Inhale, press up. Exhale, pull down. Feel that openness across your heart and chest. One more, inhale, press up. These look fantastic. And then exhale, we pull down. We're gonna fly the arms in. So exhale, elbows start to squeeze in towards each other. Beautiful work. Inhale, open up. Feel that widening across your heart and chest. Good, exhale. Press in. Good, inhale, open up. Good, exhale, squeeze in. Stay here. And then as we inhale, we stretch the arms up. Nice work. As we exhale, we take the arms out wide and we're going to bring our right arm underneath here. So giving yourself that hug, elbows stacking, or maybe backs of the hands pressing, palms pressing. Okay, so just a little flow here, a little cat-cow in this crescent pose with our eagle arms. So inhale, elbows lift. Maybe release the head back, arching in your lumbar. Exhale, round and chin tucks towards chest. Inhale, find that arch. Definitely gets into a different place with the arms like this in the shoulders. Exhaling, rounding in. Good. One more full cycle here. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round in. And then we inhale, just come back to this neutral place. So eagle arms and crescent pose legs. Release the arms, stretch up, maybe gaze up, press palms together. As you exhale, hands release by your side. Good. And then you can come back to your nice crescent pose. And then close your eyes here. Check in, notice how you feel. So notice the heat that might be happening in your body. Notice if the breath has sped up, if the heart's beating a little faster. Good. So for our pranayama today, let's move into a little of our alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to come closer here. So let's warm up the fingers on the right hand first. So you're just going to stretch out the fingers a little bit here. Getting ready to go. Nice. All right, so we're going to keep this second index and middle finger down, and then we're going to block our nostrils with our ring finger and our thumb. So you will be blocking left nostril with that ring finger, right nostril with your thumb, and then just feel that place too. So touch the bony part of your nose. And you want to hit just a little bit below. So you're not blocking there, it's just a little bit below, and you don't have to press super hard. So you're just blocking things a little bit. Amy, your haircut looks fantastic. I can see you now that I'm up close. All right. All right, so go ahead and close your eyes here. So you have your hand in position. You can just have your left hand resting on that left thigh. Let's take a nice deep inhale through both nostrils. Full complete exhale through both nostrils. All right, so go ahead and block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Notice if shoulders are creeping up around your ears, soften down. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. One more full cycle. So block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. And then just release your right hand down. Inhale through both nostrils. And exhale through both nostrils. And we're going to move to a final resting pose here. So some form of Shavasana. You can just stay where you're at, seated in quiet meditation. If you want to come into a child's pose on a piece of furniture, so a desk or a table in front of you, a chair in front of you, you can rest your arms, your forehead there. If it is easy for you to come onto the floor, come into more of a classic Shavasana, you're welcome to do that as well. So wherever you feel comfortable here, where you can soak up these final moments, get quiet, get still, and just allow all of that work we've done to assimilate into your body, into your bones. And then do just give yourself permission here to not worry about anything just yet, to not think about anything. Allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm. Allow the bones to get heavy, the muscles to relax and to release. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Bring a little movement back to your body, wiggle fingers, toes, stretch the arms up overhead. And then just placing your palms in a pile on top of your heart. Check in here. Notice how you feel differently than when we started an hour ago. Hopefully it feels like there's more space inside your body, a greater sense of ease as well as strength. Notice how your breath has shifted. Hopefully it's feeling a little deeper, a little richer, steadier. And then as a result of body and breath working together, perhaps your headspace is feeling a little quieter, a little calmer, more focused. You might even be feeling a little sense of joy. So soak up all of these good sensations. Send yourself love and gratitude for showing up, for working hard, for making it happen. And just promise yourself that you're going to carry a little of this good feeling with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week ahead. From here, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, yogis. Thank you. Namaste.